I want to do one other video. This one's going to be on some other topic. This topic is going to be on something I just came across, and I find it weird. People like, for example, well, I just ran across, what's her name? Talisha. I'm sorry. Rashida Tlaib, however you say her name. Sorry if I didn't say it right. But, calling the president racist in chief or whatever. And I don't understand this. Like, we all know, why does she, like, for one, I don't understand. How do you go around, like, pointing fingers at people being racist? And then at the same time, basically implement white supremacy? For one, this is one thing that weirds me out about her. It's like, she has said in the past that she's a person of color. And it's like, you're not a person of color just because someone treated you poorly. She often says because she's Arab American and Arab Americans are treated sometimes discriminatory, therefore they can't be white. And it's like, that's not how race works. So, like, people are supposed to always be treated better than everybody? Like, she has that whole idea that white needs to be treated the best, and that if you're not treated like white royalty, then you can't be white. And it's like, just because at one point people were treating you like royalty and now you're not, doesn't mean that, we have to try and act like you're not white now. If she's not white, I never understood. Then how are Italians not white? Just because you tan doesn't mean you're not white. The Caucasian race includes all of you people. And if she's not white, then Jews aren't white, because that's literally what she is. Semitic. Those people are Semitic too. They're both Semites. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's, to me, really weird. The reasons why people like her say they're not white seems to, in my mind, equate to the fact that you're just saying, basically, you weren't treated special because you were white. And it's like, do you really think anyone's supposed to be treated special because of their race? And if you do, then you know that you're the racist. You're the bigot, because you think you're supposed to be treated a certain way because you're white. No, you're not special just because you're white. But you are white still. And having that idea is really lethal for our society, because it's like, we're a multiracial community, We're not just white, Hispanic, or black. We have all races in our country, And I mean, like, for you to try and act like that, to me, is offensive. To me, as a person of color, who's actually a person of color, and not just like, oh, because somebody called me a bad name, I must not be white. Like, another thing is, she uses it for basically political gain to try and say she's a person of color, even though she has no color in her skin. Like, you're not considered called like a person of color. Are you black? Are you Asian? You know what I mean? You're none of the other races. You're not Hispanic. You're not mixed with anything. You're literally a Caucasian woman. You have white skin, because your skin is white, and you're a white lady. And it's just like, you are trying to basically take the ethnicity of other women of color and try and take into our space. You are literally the racist. You're no different than a dolezal, in my opinion. Quite honestly. You just use it in a way where you can basically say it where, people won't question you as much, or you won't get too much fire against you, for saying that. But that doesn't change the fact that, you basically, don't want to basically allow black and Hispanic and Asian women to have their own space and be people of color, women of color, Instead, you want to encroach on their spaces, And I just think that's wrong, trying to basically diminish our identity like that. And like I said, it's comes from a racist view originally. So to me, I'm like, if you're gonna point fingers at people being racist, why don't you fix your own racism and then come back to me about who else is racist? Because honestly, personally, I mean, so many other things she said I've been offended by, but I'm just saying that in itself is pretty offensive. Trying to say you're a woman of color, you're not, and the reasons why you're a person of color is because somebody didn't treat you how you thought you should be treated, lady. Come on now, come on. But yeah, I just think of racial insensitivity. She's very insensitive, and she should focus on becoming a better person herself rather than focusing on a president who's ending his days in presidency anyway. I mean, let's look at the future. But again, I just feel like the Democrats are really focusing on playing games. I think they're just going to play games with this country as they have been. I don't think they're going to get any better because all they know is just, to be more problematic than actually help anything. So yeah, I think America's screwed. Too bad. Alright, I guess that's all I have to say. It's a little bit of a rant, but I'm done with it. And yeah, I'm gonna go. Peace. Bye. The screen's too small. Oh well.